What is going on, everybody? I am Rob Westerman, the third of GBP Daily, and thank you for tuning in to the Rob Westerman Show. You can find me all over the social sphere at GBP Daily. Shoot me a follow, subscribe to the YouTube channel if you could. Hit me up in the DMs. I am always available to talk Packers anytime, any day, and today is Wednesday, November 5th, already into November. Crazy to say that out loud. Daylight savings time has come and gone. And we are already 8 weeks down in the season. And in my opinion, it's kind of been somewhat of a weird year, I will say. We've seen this Packers team play lights out at times. And then we've also seen them play like we saw on Sunday against Carolina. So it's a not so good football. Carolina game, not so good defense in the Cowboys game, the Cardinals game, which we were behind in pretty much the entirety of the regulation, and then the Browns game, which we don't need to talk anymore about those games, right? Even with all the questions, the doubts, mainly surrounding Matt LaFleur by a loud crowd on social media, understandably so. Don't get too upset with me here. We are still sitting at a 5-2-1, so not too shabby. The goal, right, is to hit your stride as we head into the postseason, and I know we said that last year. And last year we kind of were playing okay ball, beat all the teams that we were supposed to, and we lost to pretty much our entire division outside of the fingertip field goal block against the Bears and the Eagles, and then we kind of dwindled. The last two games of the year kind of hobbled into the playoffs, and then some injuries, and we headed into what will have been the Super Bowl champs and the Eagles, and got our butts kicked. So I will say we did play them pretty well considering all the injuries. Anyways, enough of last year, but we need to hit our stride come postseason, right? Hopefully that's the case this year. We've got a ways to go, and before we get there, with the way the NFC is shaping up, it's going to be a pretty tight race. So somewhat like last year, but I don't think our division is going to be the same as it was last year when us, the Vikes, and the Lions were all kind of battling for that top spot. And then as the season went on, it was just the Lions and the Vikes kind of battling for that top spot. But as of right now, for Packers news, no injury updates. No new acquisitions since we talked yesterday. We had a couple pickups yesterday, a tight end and a wide receiver. But there are some rumblings, as you may see in the chat, with folks talking about Asante Samuel Jr. possibly coming in for a workout later this week. And if all goes well, expect Green Bay to sign him per Easton Butler. So we'll see what happens there. I don't think Asante Samuel Jr. will be the answer to all of our problems. I will say that. He had a spinal infusion type of procedure this past offseason. And if we sign him, great. That'll, beef up the cornerback room, a room that I think has been a problem so far this year. But is he going to be the savior? I don't think so. But I hope I'm wrong. And I think he would be a good addition to the team. But yeah, I don't think he's going to be boom. Our defense is all of a sudden good. I think that our defense is already good, of course. But I don't think Asante Samuel Jr. is going to be the savior, although I do think he would be a good addition, especially with Nate Hobbs missing the next few weeks with an MCL sprain. So Nate Hobbs, another guy that I am a little disappointed so far with his output since we've brought him in. He was injured during training camp in the first couple games of the year, and we saw him out on the field, not playing that great. But I will say, like I said, he missed some time with an injury, coming back from a decent injury, and trying to learn a new position on the outside and trying to learn a new defense at the same time. So I'm going to give him a little bit of a leash here. And I'm holding out hope that he can become the player that we expected him to be, or at least Brian Gutekunst expected him to be when he signed him to that pretty decent-sized contract, right? But until he comes back, he'll be out for a couple weeks with an MCL sprain, which leads us to talk about Asante Samuel Jr., right? The rumblings is that he is coming in for a workout either tomorrow or Friday. No set in stone news or updates, at least that I am aware of, about when that possibly would be. But the folks that have reported on it said that if things go well, expect Green Bay to sign him. However, he is working out with the Panthers today too. So if the Panthers don't let him out the building, then we're just kind of out of luck, right? What else we got? Other than that, we've got the Eagles coming to town, Monday Night Football. If you're planning to go to a Packers game this year, maybe you're thinking about going to the Packers-Eagles game on Monday night, Lambeau Field. Do not buy your tickets anywhere else other than TickPick. They guarantee the cheapest Packers tickets on the market, and if you find cheaper tickets elsewhere, they will refund you 110% of your money back. Same tickets as everybody else, and TickPick is still the cheapest every single time. Use the code Packers22 for an extra $22 off the already cheapest tickets on the market. Shout out to TickPick. I appreciate their partnership with myself, and they are the best in the biz. I use them every time I go to a game. And not only do they have the cheapest tickets on the market right now, use the code Packers22, and that'll take an extra $22 off the already cheapest tickets on the market. Let's hop into the chat here, shall we? And as always, if you would like to be a part of the show, give me a call on the Nicolet Law hotline, 319-242-2332. Family owned and operated since 2007 with decades of combined legal experience, Nicolet Law's team of compassionate local attorneys are prepared to meet your unique legal challenges head on. Nicolet Law has just shy of 2,000 five-star reviews and have helped their clients recover over $350 million in the last 17 years that they have been in business. Injured? Get Nicolet. My man Nick Beagle is in the house. My brother, how we doing? Packers shouldn't let Asante Samuel Jr. leave the building. Nick, that is if they get him in the building, like I mentioned. He is working out with the Panthers today. And if the Panthers don't let him leave the building, then as you already know, he won't be coming to Green Bay even for a workout. So hopefully the Panthers let him get out of there, and hopefully he can come up to Green Bay, put in a good workout, pass the physical, all that stuff. And if everything works out great, then maybe he'll become a Packer sometime this weekend. But we shall see. Obviously something to still monitor. Nick, I don't think we should fire Matt, but I do think it's 100% fair at this point to question if he's a Super Bowl caliber head coach. Absolutely. I have not, and am still not on the fire LaFleur train. We are halfway through the season. We are first in the division. We were the number one seed the last few weeks until we choked against the Panthers, who are 5-4. So it's not like they're a terrible team. And yeah, we'll see if, he's a Super Bowl caliber head coach. It's hard to really measure that, right? I don't know what folks, the mainstream folks would use to measure what a Super Bowl caliber head coach looks like. You could compare him to past Super Bowl winning head coaches, right? But yeah, hopefully I'm an optimist, and hopefully this year he can at least at the very least show us that he can take over in the playoffs, really get into his bag when it comes to play calling, and kind of sort those in-game management type situations out and improve on those, because I think he's a great play designer. Seems like he's a great leader of men. It seems like he has the locker room, and it seems like the guys like him. But the in-game situational decision-making that he has displayed, especially this year, has been a little questionable. So hopefully that gets cleaned up and we can start, rooting for our head coach. Not saying that you're not, Nick, but hopefully we can start rooting for our head coach, being positive about it. And I understand there's not a ton of glaring positive things that we can latch onto without digging too deep right now. But they're there. I just hope that there's more of that over the next month or so. And If not, then yeah, those questions will be valid. So, Joey, nothing will ever change. Well, if you want to look at it that way, Joey, that's your right, right? I'm going to look at it through an optimism lens and hope that things will change a little bit. But like I said, he's the head coach of our team who is currently first place in the division. We were the number 1 seed in the NFC the past couple of weeks up until this past weekend, in which we are still the 3 seed. And yeah, we're dealing with a lot of stuff, a lot of injuries up front, a lot of execution things with players just not playing very well. There's only so much that Matt can do when he's not on the field, right? We've all seen the guys on the field not play well, and some of those things are out of Matt's control. If you're missing field goals, you're missing tackles, missing blocks, like the offensive line, injuries. Those are things all out of his control that are crazily impacting the result of games. And yeah, like he said himself, though, right? They didn't play well enough, and it starts with him. And I agree, he's got some work to do. So, Joey, I'm hoping. I don't like what we did with the O-line. I'm with you, brother, and I know you're hoping. Sorry, I didn't mean to come at you specifically. That was not my intention, but I do agree. Things got to change a little bit if we want to be holding that standard. I have the expectation, especially before Tucker Kraft went down, that hey, this is a Super Bowl team, contender, right? Now, when Tucker went down, those chances I think did drop significantly. We're still in it. Don't get me wrong, but you need guys like Tucker Kraft and Josh Jacobs and Jordan Love and Micah Parsons, your core Xavier McKinney, your core best players out on the field in the playoffs. And Tucker Kraft being, one of the best players on the team going down is not good. So, excuse me. Thank you, Joy, for hopping in, my man. Appreciate you as always. What else do we got going on in here? Marquise, I wouldn't be surprised if we pounced the Eagles. Marquise, isn't that funny? That's the type of team that this is, right? We can beat anybody at any given time, but also can lose to anyone at any given time. It's fun and frustrating at the same time. We are favored on Monday night against the defending champs, and I think we should be. In my opinion, we have the better quarterback, and I think everything else is relatively close one way or another, maybe besides head coach. As much as I don't care for Sirianni, you can't deny that he is a good to great head coach. So we'll see come Monday night. We are currently 2.5-point favorites. What else do we got, Ty? I have faith in Luke Musgrave, as do I, Ty. Before he had his lacerated kidney a few years back, Musgrave was well ahead of Tucker Kraft on the depth chart. It looked like he was going to be given the keys to take over that tight end spot, but he did lacerate his kidney, and Tucker Kraft took full advantage of his opportunity, and as we know now, grew into the dominating player that he has been this year. So now it is Musgrave's turn to do the same thing. He'll have every chance to prove that he belongs, and I hope he starts to show it because, frankly, we have not seen much of anything out of Luke Musgrave since we drafted him, really. Besides the quickness and nice catches down the seam during training camp, he's got to show it on the field. So. Oh, what else we got? If you're not a hater, you would know that Love is better than Hurts. He just has the best supporting cast. I'm with you. Yeah, I think Jordan Love is better than Jalen Hurts for sure. Now, Jalen Hurts, like you said, he's got Saquon Barkley, probably the best running back in the league. This year, he's kind of tapered off a little bit. Their run blocking also hasn't been the best. You've got A.J. Brown. You've got Devontae Smith. You've got Dallas Goedert and a pretty good head coach. So he's got quite the weapons around him. And, yeah, so hopefully we can take care of them on Monday night. We shall see. Did you see what Greg Olson said? It was something along the lines of the Packers offense needs to stop trying to be so creative and let Jordan play more freely. My man Joey saw it. I did see that, Nick. And I agree. I talked about it before the Panthers game. Our run blocking has been cheeks all year. There were a few good run blocking plays on Sunday. Don't get me wrong. But for the majority of the year, but whether it's because of injuries or just guys just not blocking the right dudes, we have not been a good run blocking team. And obviously that reflects on Josh Jacobs not being able to hit an open hole. He's getting hit at the line of scrimmage or shortly after or before. And that causes, a huge headache when you're trying to get in rhythm, get some play calls in, and just try to establish yourself as an offense. And now it's to the point where I'm with Greg Olson, Nick. Jordan can fly it all over the field. And instead of expecting him to let's see here. Sorry, checking in on a little technical difficulty. Instead of just pounding the rock over and over again and it not working, let Jordan sling it all over. So I agree with Greg, and I hope that we kind of not completely flip the switch and do that 100% of the time, but just lean into it a little bit longer. So appreciate you, Nick. What else do we got going on? Rachel, any games on the radar for you and yours the rest of the year? Great question, Rachel. I've talked about this a few times, and yeah, we've been keeping our eyes out for just about every home game. Ticket prices have been pretty steep, which is to be expected, right? Packers tickets are generally towards the top price-wise across the league, but it seems like this year it's on a whole another level. We were in Green Bay for training camp for about a week. We were over in Indianapolis for the joint practices and the preseason game. And we'll probably get up to one or two games this year yet. Probably the Ravens game the last week of the season. Hopefully a home playoff game. That would be nice. Monday night would be fun. However, the ticket prices are just a little steep for me. So, and at the same time, I also do really enjoy watching the game from home. So I have no problem waiting for the right time to go. Thank you, Rachel. All right, guys, that is going to do it for me today. Thank you again for tuning in. Always, always, always love talking Packers with you guys. Hit me up on social media at GBP Daily. Subscribe to the YouTube channel if you could. Any sort of interaction helps myself and helps the page. I will be back and at it again tomorrow. Thank you again for tuning in, and I'll catch you guys later. Thank you. King AJ, if you're still on, my man, I missed your messages. I will get you tomorrow, brother.